Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Nur Chamidah. Student ID number 3.41.19.2.26. Class Accounting 3C. I will present about final project at title Calculation of the cost of production using the pricing method process principle at PTX. Okay, first, there is the structure of presentation. First, background. 2. Problem formulation. 3. Literature review. 4. Systematic writing. And then research method. First, background. A manufacturing company is a company that products finished goods from raw materials using equipment and production machine on a large scale. Manufacturing companies also include processing raw materials into semi-finished goods or from semi-finished goods into finished goods. Some companies are most likely to have problems in pricing the cost of production. In determining the selling price of product, the company must first calculate the cost of production, which includes the cost of raw materials, labor cost, and overhead cost factory. PTX is a manufacturing company engaged in industry that linger on its route by mass production to meet the inventory in the warehouse. In determining the cost of principal, PTX still uses calculation manually and does not include element of factory overhead cost into its calculation, so that the calculation of the cost of production of PTX has not been in accordance with the rule that will result in the cost of production that is too high or too low. The purpose of calculating the cost of production is for guidelines in the application of selling price, knowing the efficiency or absence of the company, and for the purpose of preparing the balance sheet. Based on the background above, research are interested in conducting further research to discuss the calculation of the cost of production using the price method processing point at PTX. Next, problem formulation. Based on the background description of the problem that have been previously present, the formulation of the problem that will be discussed in this study is how to calculate the cost of production using process cost method on PTX. 3 point literature review. First, cost accounting. According to Riwayati, cost accounting is a process of identification, definition, measurement, reporting, and analysis as a result of cost and non-cost associated with by production and marketing product. Cost. According to Hansen and Mowen, cost is cash or cash equivalent value sacrificed to get goods or services that are expected to provide current or future benefit for the organization. Dunia and Abdullah define cost as expenditure or the value of sacrifice to obtain goods or services that are useful for the future or have benefits beyond one annual accounting period. Cost classification. Mulyadi outlined the classification of fees determined on the basis of the goals to be achieved with the classification. Costs are classified by first, production object. Cost in processing raw materials into product if classified as the basis of the object of expenditure can be divided to three groups, namely raw material costs, labor costs, and factory overhead costs. 2. principal function in the company. According to Mulyadi, production costs are costs incurred to process raw material into finished product or raw material activities to finished product that are ready for sale. Production costs are divided to three, namely raw material costs, direct labor costs, and factory overhead costs. Cost of production. Understanding the cost of the principle. The price of principle is the sacrifice of an economic charge as measured by unit of money to obtain asset or in the processing of raw material into finished product. Understanding the cost of production. According to Hudson and Mowen, state that the cost of the product is a cost loading that supports specific managerial goals. This means that the determination of the principal price of a project depends on specific managerial goals or those to be achieved. Cost element of production. According to Agustucci et al., production costs are costs associated with production function, namely costs incurred in processing material into finished product until finally the product is ready for sale. The cost of production has three elements, namely raw material, direct labor costs, and factory overhead costs. Cost of raw materials. According to Mukhlis, the cost of raw materials is a material that forms a comprehensive part of finished product and can be charged or calculated directly to the finished product. Direct labor costs. According to Mukhlis, labor costs are price paid in the framework the use and utilization of human research. Factory overhead costs. This cost rises due to use of facility use process material such as machinery, tools, workplace, and others. Job order cost method. According to Dunia and Abdullah, the cost method of order is a perpetual cost accounting system that calculates costs according to a particular job. Characteristic of the order cost method. First, the company produces a wide range of products according to the specification of the order, and each type of product needs to be calculated the cost of production individually. 2. Production costs should be classified based on their relationship to the product into two groups, direct production costs and indirect production costs. 3. Direct production costs consist of raw material costs and direct labor costs, while indirect costs are called factory overhead costs. 4. Direct production costs are calculated as the cost of production of a particular order based on the actual cost incurred, while the cost of factory overhead is factored into the cost of order based on the rate specified in advance. 5. The cost of production per unit is calculated at the time the order is complete by dividing the amount of production cost incurred for the order by the number of units of product produced in the order in question. Process cost method. The cost of the process is a method of collecting production costs used by companies that process their product in mass. In this method, production costs are collected for each process over a period of time, and the cost of production per unit is calculated by dividing the total cost of production in a period of time, a particular process over a period of time with the number of units of product produced from that process over the period of the time in question. Characteristic of the process cost method. According to Sophia and Septian, the characteristic in summary on the cost method of the process are as follows. First, the production process is continuous and the product produced are standard. 2. Production costs are collected and recorded in each production department based for a period of the time. 3. The cost of goods per unit of product is calculated from the cost of the finished product period divided by the unit of product complete in that period. 4. Products that are not complete at the end and of the period are recorded into the inventory account of the goods in process. Benefit of process cost calculation. According to Judul, the benefit of calculating the cost of the process with the process cost method, namely, first, determine the selling price. 2. Monitor the realization of production costs. 3. Calculate the gross LR of a given period. 4. Determine the cost of the finished goods inventory and the cost of the good in the process present on the balance sheet. Cost loading system on process cost method. According to Supriyono, the loading of the cost of goods to the product with the process cost method can use the following system. First, all cost elements are charged based on the actual cost. In this system, the process product is burdened with material costs, labor costs, and factory overhead costs that are actually enjoyed by the product in question. 2. Certain cost elements are factory overhead costs that based on the tariff or cost specified in advance. The system can be used if the condition in company requires it use factory overhead costs. 3. All cost elements are charged to product on the basis of the principal price specified in advance. Preparation of production cost report. According to the journal, the steps for compiling a production cost report are: first, schedule quantity to account for physical current. The physical quantity of the production transfer in must be the same as the outbound transfer. 2. The cost to be accounted for. All costs used for the production process must be charged and reported according to this cost element. 3. Calculating equivalent product unit UPA. 4. Calculate the cost per unit of the equivalent product. 5. Report cost liability. Systematic writing. Chapter 1. Introduction. Chapter 1 describes the background of the problem, the formulation of problem, the purpose, the benefit, and systematic of writing. Chapter 2. Literature review. Chapter 2 describes in detail the understanding of cost, classification of cost, understanding of cost of production, element of the cost of production, method of loading cost on product, price method, the cost production of the cost process method, characteristic, and preparation of process cost report. Chapter 3 Research Method. Chapter 3 describes the understanding of research methodology, data classification, data collection method, data processing method, and writing method used in the final test. Chapter 4 Research and Discussion. Chapter 4 outlines the general overview of the company brief history,
the organization structure of the company, and the calculation of the cost of production using the process cost method. And then, Chapter 5, Closing. Chapter 5 contains the conclusion of the problem discussed in the previous chapter. And now, research method. First, data type. The type of data used in this study are quantitative data and qualitative data. Quantitative data that will be used in this study is the cost of raw materials, labor cost, and factory overhead costs in the production process at PTX. Qualitative data to be used includes the company history, organization structure, and production process at PTX. Second, data search. The type of data search we use will study are primary data and secondary data. Primary data used in the preparation of study is the result of interview about additional information in the form of organization structure, production cost, and production process. Secondary data to be used in production records, raw material cost, auxiliary material cost, labor cost, and PTX factory overhead costs. Next, data collection method. First, interview. That interview is the process of obtaining information for research purpose by meaning of Q&A, while face-to-face between the interviewer and the respondent, or interview with or without using guidelines interview. 2. Observation. In this observation, research looked directly at PTX covering the state of the work environment, materials used, production processes, equipment used to produce, and others. This observation will be carried out for 2 weeks, namely the second week until the third week of July 2022. 3. Documentation. This documentary study to get data on PTX in the form of a viewer of the company, record of production cost, and data of calculation of the cost of production. This is my presentation about final project. Thank you for your attention. See you!